In the small town of Willow Creek, nestled between rolling hills and sprawling fields, there lived an elderly woman named Agnes. At the age of 85, she was often the center of attention at community gatherings, her laughter ringing like chimes in the summer breeze. Agnes had a twinkle in her eye, a warmth in her smile, and a story that many were eager to hear. Yet, her most captivating tale was not just about her life experiences but about the transformation that had unfolded in her later years, the journey that led her to a low-sugar diet and the remarkable impact it had on her longevity. Agnes had always been a vibrant woman, full of life and laughter. However, like many of her peers, she had succumbed to the common dietary habits of her generation, indulging in sugary treats and comfort foods that were staples at every family gathering. It wasn't until her 70th birthday, when she found herself struggling to keep up with her grandchildren during a game of tag, that she began to reassess her lifestyle. The fatigue that settled in her bones was a stark contrast to the boundless energy she had always known. It was a moment of reckoning, a gentle nudge from her body that something needed to change. The turning point came during a routine visit to her doctor. As she sat in the sterile examination room, the doctor reviewed her blood work with a furrowed brow. "Agnes, your sugar levels are higher than they should be. You're at risk for diabetes and heart disease if you don't make some changes," he warned, his tone serious yet compassionate. The words hung in the air, heavy with the weight of reality. It was a wake-up call, one that ignited a spark of determination within her. After that visit, Agnes embarked on a journey of education and self-discovery. She delved into research about the effects of sugar on the body, uncovering a world of information that had previously eluded her. She learned about the connection between high sugar intake and various diseases, including obesity, type 2 diabetes, and heart disease. The more she read, the more she understood the insidious nature of sugar. It was not just a sweetener but a silent killer that could wreak havoc on her health. With newfound knowledge, Agnes made a conscious decision to reduce her sugar intake. She began by eliminating processed foods from her diet, opting instead for whole, nutrient-dense options. Fresh fruits and vegetables became the stars of her meals, while grains and lean proteins filled her plate. She discovered the joys of cooking from scratch, experimenting with herbs and spices to create flavorful dishes that satisfied her palate without the need for added sugar. Initially, the transition was challenging. The allure of sugary snacks, once a comforting presence in her life, beckoned to her from the pantry. But Agnes was resolute. She replaced her afternoon cookie habit with a handful of almonds or a crisp apple, savoring the natural sweetness of the fruit instead of the refined sugar that had once dominated her diet. Gradually, her taste buds began to shift. She found herself appreciating the subtle flavors of whole foods, the way a ripe strawberry burst with sweetness, far more satisfying than any candy bar. As the weeks turned into months, Agnes noticed remarkable changes in her body and mind. The fatigue that had once clung to her like a heavy cloak began to lift. She felt lighter, both physically and emotionally, as if a burden had been removed. Her energy levels soared, and she found herself engaging in activities she had long abandoned, gardening, walking, and even joining a local dance class. The joy of movement returned, and with it, a sense of vitality that she thought had slipped away forever. Beyond the physical benefits, Agnes experienced a profound shift in her mental clarity. The brain fog that had clouded her thoughts dissipated, replaced by a newfound sharpness. She could recall names and faces with ease, engage in conversations with vigor, and even tackle puzzles that had once seemed daunting. It was as if the fog of sugar had lifted, revealing a world of possibilities that she was eager to explore. As her health improved, Agnes became an advocate for her friends and family, sharing her journey and the importance of a low-sugar diet. She hosted gatherings at her home, where she prepared delicious, sugar-free meals that delighted her guests. "You don't have to sacrifice flavor for health," she would say with a twinkle in her eye, serving up a vibrant quinoa salad dressed with zesty lemon and herbs. Her enthusiasm was contagious, and soon, others in the community began to take notice. Word spread about Agnes's transformation, and her story inspired many to reconsider their own dietary choices. A small group of women, friends from her book club, approached her with curiosity about her new lifestyle. They began meeting weekly to share recipes, support each other, and embark on their own low-sugar journeys. Together, they explored local farmers' markets, discovering fresh produce and learning about the benefits of seasonal eating. The camaraderie that developed among them was heartwarming, as they bonded over their shared commitment to health and longevity. As the seasons changed, so did the landscape of Willow Creek. The vibrant colors of autumn painted the town, and with it came the harvest of apples, pumpkins, and squash. Agnes organized a community apple-picking day, inviting families to join her in the orchard. The laughter of children echoed as they climbed trees, reaching for the juiciest apples. That day, they celebrated not just the harvest but the joy of nourishing their bodies with wholesome foods. Agnes shared her favorite apple crisp recipe, made with oats and cinnamon, sweetened naturally with a touch of honey. It was a hit, and soon, the entire town was abuzz with discussions about reducing sugar and embracing healthier choices. As the years rolled on, Agnes continued to thrive. Her commitment to a low-sugar diet became a cornerstone of her life, and she reveled in the benefits it brought. She celebrated milestones with her family, attending birthday parties and anniversaries with a sense of joy and vitality. Instead of cake laden with sugar, she brought her signature fruit salad, a colorful medley of berries, melons, and citrus, drizzled with a hint of lime. It became a beloved tradition, a symbol of her commitment to health and happiness. Agnes's journey was not without challenges. There were moments of temptation, times when the sweet aroma of baked goods wafted through the air, reminding her of the comforts of her past. Yet, she learned to navigate those moments with grace, finding satisfaction in the choices she made. She discovered the power of mindfulness, savoring each bite of her meals and appreciating the nourishment they provided. It was a lesson in moderation, a reminder that health was not about deprivation but about balance. As she approached her 90th birthday, Agnes reflected on the years that had passed. She marveled at how her life had transformed, how a simple decision to reduce sugar had rippled through her existence. It was not just about the physical benefits, it was about the connections she had forged, the friendships that had blossomed, and the community that had come together in pursuit of health. She had become a beacon of hope, a living testament to the power of choice. On the day of her birthday celebration, the sun shone brightly over Willow Creek, casting a golden hue over the festivities. Friends and family gathered in her backyard, adorned with colorful decorations and the sweet scent of blooming flowers. As Agnes stood before them, surrounded by loved ones, she felt a surge of gratitude. She shared her story, her journey of transformation, and the importance of embracing a low-sugar lifestyle. "Life is a precious gift," she said, her voice steady and filled with warmth. "And it's up to us to nourish it, to cherish our bodies and our health. Reducing sugar has given me the gift of longevity, and I hope you all consider the choices you make every day." Her words resonated deeply, igniting a spark of inspiration in those who listened. They clapped and cheered, celebrating not just her birthday but the legacy of health she had created. As the evening unfolded, laughter and joy filled the air. Agnes watched as her grandchildren played, their laughter echoing like music. She felt a profound sense of fulfillment, knowing that her journey had not only transformed her life but had the potential to impact generations to come. The legacy of her low-sugar diet would ripple through her family, instilling in them the values of health and wellness. In the years that followed, Agnes continued to thrive, her spirit unyielding. She remained an active participant in her community, leading workshops on nutrition and healthy living. Her story became a source of inspiration for many, a reminder that it was never too late to make positive changes. She embraced each day with gratitude, celebrating the simple pleasures of life, a morning walk, a cup of herbal tea, and the laughter of friends. Agnes's journey was a testament to the power of choice, a celebration of the body's resilience and the importance of nourishing it with intention. She understood that reducing sugar was not just a dietary change, it was a holistic approach to living, a way to honor oneself and the gift of life. As she sat on her porch, watching the sun set over Willow Creek, she felt a deep sense of peace. She had embraced the beauty of aging, the wisdom that came with it, and the joy of living a life rich in health and love.